Good evening and welcome back to your Friday episode of NoQuipSports, your no funny business source of just sports news. You get in, you get out, you get what you want, and here we go. So, today we'll be talking about the Thursday night game review with New Orleans going against Carolina, New Orleans visiting Carolina, and then also we'll be talking about our divisional matchups, Pittsburgh visiting Cleveland, as well as Tennessee visiting Indianapolis. So let's jump right into it. First of all, Breeze looked terrible in the first half, absolutely terrible, but Cam Newton equally looked bad. Graham Gano had a nice field goal, but he did get knocked over. They called it back, gave Cam Newton another chance to punch it in. He looked terrible again. And then Graham Gano managed to put that one through as a big 3 points to tie it up, I believe, at that point. Calvin Benjamin, another big-time game for him. He's Captain Clutch, if you ask me. Like, he puts in a lot of big plays, specifically on third downs. That's where his highlights were for me in this game. 2 big third down conversions at the beginning and 1 at the end of the game as well. Stewart and Tolbert, their 2 running backs, or I'm just going to call them fullbacks because they are big boys. They look terrible. They can't run in the open field. They really didn't do all that much to dazzle when handed the ball. Tolbert, I think he had 1 big kind of semi-screen pass, but like still nothing really to talk about there. In addition, the 1 touchdown that they got, it really wasn't a true run to me. All they were able to do was just jump into the end zone. It wasn't really a true running effort. So I was very, very underwhelmed by the Carolina running game, especially against the New Orleans defense that you can just literally just walk right past and you're good to go. So it blew my mind. Additionally, Mark Ingram and Tim Hightower looked fantastic. Really, really fantastic game overall. However, the reason why Tim Hightower got so many reps is because, unfortunately, Mark Ingram got a pretty bad concussion. And, if I'm going to be honest with you here, it looked ugly. When he got hit, it was a really great run. It was about like 12, 13 yards, something like that. And then when he took the hit, he just stopped. He just like laid flat, dead fish on the, or not dead fish. Just fished on the field. Just was not moving. And it was a very scary moment. I'm glad they determined it was a concussion. There's still more going through to find out what exactly happened to him. But more than anything, I'm just very, very glad it wasn't paralysis, because that would have been horrific too. So a little bit before that, we had a big blocked field goal against New Orleans. Seems to be a common theme with New Orleans this year. Luke Kuechly actually managed to scoop it up and then take it all the way to the house. However, it was called back, unfortunately, because of a block in the back. So then what that turned into was a big, big, big throw by Cam Newton. His one good play, if you ask me, in the entire game, where he actually slung the ball like 50, 60 yards to Ted Ginn Jr. for his first touchdown catch of the year, which brought the score to, at that time, 6-23. Then, after Mark Ingram's concussion, touchdown New Orleans, they did actually manage to put it in, bring it to 13-23. Then on the next ensuing drive that New Orleans had, Luke Kuechly took a huge hit to the chest from, I believe, one of the running backs. And at first I thought he just got the wind knocked out of him. Turns out he had a pretty big concussion, and the way that was told was because it was one of those ones where he was crying, it emotionally hit him all of a sudden, and he was crying as he was being carted off the field. It was kind of sad, but hell of a player. He's my athletic twin, if you will. That's what I think. After Luke was carted off, touchdown New Orleans, Colby Fleener right up the middle. I have a big feeling that has everything to do with Luke Kuechly's presence being missed in that case, but I'm glad that New Orleans was able to take advantage of it because it made it into a good game. Carolina, once again, they try to run out the clock. They're terrible at it because Tolbert and Stewart were not producing all day long. They turn over the ball, giving New Orleans 3 chances to put it in the end zone. Granted, they had 80-ish yards to go, but New Orleans didn't really seize the opportunity. Instead, they did kind of 3 check-down throws, kind of hoping that they could break something out and score a touchdown that way, or get close enough where they could put a field goal in to go into overtime. So anyways, they ended up losing that game, unfortunately. However, having said that, NoQuipSports we did pick Carolina to win, so that's a big win for the prediction column. Divisional matchups review for Sunday. We have Pittsburgh visiting Cleveland. Once again, Pittsburgh, I think they're going to absolutely roll this team. Cleveland has not shown any real serious signs of life all season long, obviously because they're 0-10. We did already speak in detail about this, but winning is very important for Pittsburgh because it'll pull them a very important spot in the AFC North to hopefully capture control over Baltimore, which to me is crazy to say, like I said earlier this week, because Baltimore fired their offensive coordinator and now they're still somehow going on this crazy run. I think Pittsburgh is going to have a much easier time this season now that they have their quarterback back on track health-wise, and also Le'Veon Bell has been producing since he got back too. Additionally, we have Tennessee going against Indianapolis. Already spoke about this once again. Tennessee's coming in at 5-5. Indianapolis is coming in at 4-5. Very meaningful game for the AFC South for the second and third place battle, specifically because I believe personally that Oakland is going to beat Houston, which makes this a very important game for positioning for Tennessee and Indianapolis as the season progresses, as we start talking about playoff picture. So anyways, that's all we got for today's episode of No Quip Sports. Thanks for coming by. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel so that you can get your videos every day. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Go football.